the SCROG technique? Have you ever done that before?
I've tried, but it's so frustrating. I like to move my plants around and to be able to shift things around and to have things stuck in one spot. It's a little difficult for me. I have tried, but it's just not my thing. Nope, I can't do it.
Yeah, it can have its own unique challenges, that is for sure. For those folks that don't know what SCROG is, it's basically just putting a net into your grow space, flat across your grow space, and then training your plants within that net. And some people will weave branches in and out of the net. Others will just tuck under the net entirely, keep tucking all the way into flower. Some people stop doing the tucking at like day 7 of flower. Some people stop at day 14 of flower. So it's really subjective on when you stop tucking, but after that you just get the upwards growth. And the idea is that you've filled up that net entirely, you're kind of maximizing the grow space, and you're resulting really in an even canopy. Yeah, it's something I've tried a couple times in the past. I'm not a yield guy anymore. You know, when I first started growing, sure, I was going for yield and measuring things out and trying to get higher and higher yield, but I'm just growing for myself now. I mean, I have friends and family that come into town, so I don't really need yield. I can just get what I'm looking for, just growing the plants with regular training, other types of training, I should say. And so it's something that I kind of shied away for, although there are definitely several good benefits. One of the main ones being is a higher yield doing these SCROG techniques. So yeah, there's a different way to go about it.
And that's the beauty, is each person, has their own way of gardening. I mean, Troy kills it. Northern Scrogger kills it with the Scrogs. You know, that's his thing. That's, that's what works for him. And I'm sure he's tried other methods to find what works for him. So each person, that's why it's so wonderful that we have such an amazing community right now, that we can talk about all our different methods so you can find what works for you. You know, and you can take a little piece from here and a little piece from there and build your own. It's just amazing that we have this platform.
Yeah, it's so beneficial to be able to see all the different ways to do it and kind of picking and choosing what you want to implement in your own garden. And yeah, big shout out to Troy, Northern Scrogger. I mean, he is really, we can consider him an expert at this point at the SCROG technique. He literally has a show called SCROG School. And he's teaching people step by step on how to do the SCROG technique. So if anybody's interested in that and happen to not know who Troy is or Northern Scrogger, just search for him on YouTube. You'll come up with SCROG School, and it's really, really detailed class on how to SCROG, and he has a really, really great result.
And even if you are not interested in SCROGing, he has a way of teaching about the plant that is just so captivating. It's, if you're not interested in SCROGing, even just learn from him about the plant. It's just bow down to Troy.
So yeah, SCROG technique, SCROG, stands for screen of green. There's also SOG, SOG, sea of green. Have you ever done that method before?
I have in the past, and that's a lot of fun. You just take a bunch of small plants and you fill up as much as the canopy as possible. You have to be careful with that one, though, because sometimes, they start off little. You forget that they can double or triple in flower. So you have to make sure you leave enough room to groove in there. So I believe the rule of thumb is 50%. So you cover 50% in your veg plants, so then your floor space in veg plants. So then by the time that they grow and they bloom, they will be 100% in your canopy. And I find it's a lot of work. I like to grow big plants myself, but I have tried it before for fun, and you can get a lot of flavors in one small tent.
That's a method that I actually haven't tried out. Should put it on my bucket list to try out in the future, though, that's for sure. It's super interesting to me. I mean, it just seems like such a cool technique. Does seem like a lot of work if you're hand watering, but if you're doing like an ebb and flow system like you've got, I'm sure it makes things a lot easier. And I think you get the best result if you're doing it from clone, right? Because they're all kind of the same, coming from the same mother plant, and you should see similar growth across all the plants versus if you're growing from seed or even different cultivars, it could kind of make things uneven as far as your canopy. So oftentimes it's generally recommended to be from clone, all the same across the board. This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrow15 to save on any of their products.